Plot holes or unexplained questions are nothing new to Hollywood blockbusters, but sometimes movies' logic problems go a lot deeper than dangling plot threads. Sometimes the movie itself just doesn't make sense. Since its plot holes are so obvious, audiences are guaranteed to wonder if the filmmakers are trying to trick them. Here are Screen Rant's movie plots that make absolutely no sense. Frozen. As Disney movies go, the twist of Frozen was actually surprising. The gentlemanly Prince Hans is revealed as the villain in disguise, only wanting to marry Princess Anna so he could take out the queen and rule the country of Arendelle himself. There are two main problems. For starters, he decides to charge Queen Elsa with treason, a challenge because she can't really commit a crime against the state. Since she's the queen, she is the state. Secondly, if Elsa and Anna both died, he wouldn't become the king. The throne would go to the next living blood relative. Furious 7. The plot of the 7th Furious adventure is far-fetched to begin with, but it follows one simple idea. After the villain Deckard Shaw kills one of Dom's crew and puts his sister's family in danger, his team sets out to track him down and stop him for good. But to find him, they need a sophisticated program called God's Eye to search for his face on every camera in the world.
This time it ain't just about being fast.
The team heads off on a dangerous mission to get the program, but is interrupted by Shaw, who attacks the team that's trying to attack him. You'd think the crew would slam on the brakes having found their man, but they don't. He stays hot on their heels for the rest of the movie, with the stars never realizing they should just stop moving.
So, Truman, this is who you found to save the planet.
Armageddon. When an asteroid the size of Texas is found flying towards Earth, NASA gets creative, hiring a deep-sea drilling crew to fly up to the space rock and drill an explosive into its core. It's a nightmare for NASA, having to turn a group of roughnecks into astronauts in a matter of days. But star Ben Affleck asked director Michael Bay the same question we all keep wondering. Why wouldn't NASA just get the crew to teach their astronauts to drill safely on an everyday rig? Bay just told him to shut up, since he'd also realized the movie doesn't make a lick of sense. The Matrix. Morpheus makes it clear that in the world of the Matrix, the agents are their greatest threat, since every person in the system can be taken over by them in a second. When the agents realized Morpheus was trying to contact Neo, they planted a tracker in his stomach, a tracker they never follow before or after it's removed. They probably should have, since it would have led them to their enemy's secret hideout. Why didn't they? It's not like they have other hobbies or need to sleep. So the fact that they just let Neo be recruited, and spend the rest of the movie trying to kill him and his friends, is downright cheating on the Wachowskis' part. Even with 2 sequels, there's no explanation other than it being a good old-fashioned gaping plot hole. Star Wars. This space saga all started when a boy named Luke Skywalker learned that he was actually the son of a great hero who had fallen to become one of the galaxy's greatest villains. Things get worse when his identity is revealed, but think for a second. Obi-Wan went through the trouble of hiding Luke, but apparently made sure that his aunt and uncle, who Vader had met, would still call him by his father's last name. They also told him that his father was Anakin, the former pilot and adventurer he idolized and dreamed of becoming. If Luke's aunt and uncle had just claimed Luke as their son, he would have lived his life quietly. The even dumber fact is that Darth Vader never even investigates whether someone was claiming to be Anakin's son or sensed his own child when he was just a few feet away. Looper. We won't even point out the time travel contradictions in this one, since it's all in the name of telling a cool story. It works, but if you take even a tiny look at the actual Looper system, it makes zero sense. A future crime boss sends his targets into the past, since they can't be disposed of in his own time. But instead of hiring then eventually killing a horde of hitmen, why wouldn't he just send his enemies a few decades into the past? If they need to be alive to time travel, poison them. There are hundreds of ways of getting what he's after, but the movie claims he picked the absolute worst one imaginable. The Terminator. When the robot armies of Skynet realize they've lost the war, they send a Terminator back in time to kill Sarah Connor, the mother of mankind's greatest hero, John Connor. Even though plenty of women by that time are killed, John's mother lives on to train her son to become the leader she knows he'll be. But why wouldn't she also tell him to change his name? Skynet wouldn't have been able to even try to kill him or his mother if he used a false name, erasing the threat before it even began. Those are the plot holes so big, they turn some of our favorite movies into pure nonsense. But which ones did we miss? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.